When it comes to executing his own stunts in movies, Tom Cruise is undeniably among the most daring and courageous actors in Hollywood. This 58-year-old incredible hero of ours has both the tendency and courage to put himself in dangerous and risky situations, whether it be climbing the cliff of Utah, jumping from one building to another, or hanging off of a flying passenger plane. And quite often he would find himself just a millimeter away from death. He has been doing this for over 40 years, but that never seems to stop him. This courage and boldness of Hollywood's daredevil have inspired me to show you some of the life-threatening and breathtaking moments in which Tom Cruise's own stunts almost killed him. Without any further delay, let's begin. Number 10. Motorbike riding scene in Oblivion. When filming the scene for Oblivion, Tom Cruise insisted on riding a motorcycle at high speeds on a rocky mountain plain. In the behind-the-scenes footage from the shoot, Tom Cruise can be seen losing control of the bike as it tumbles down a slope. Despite this hard crash, he tumbled off the bike and immediately stood back up, assuring the production crew that he was fine. Honestly, this situation could have been so much worse, but thank God he was saved and continued filming the scene usually as he does. Before we proceed, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon. Number 9. Hanging from an airplane in Mission Impossible: Rogue Nation. Imagine someone in his 50s hanging outside a plane while it takes off, flies, and lands. Sounds impossible, right? But not for our hero. He did the same without a single frame of CGI, and he did it 8 times. While flying high up in the air, hanging on a plane, even the smallest pebble has the potential to go right through the body if it hits you. That's what nearly happened to Tom Cruise. During this scene, a stone hit him on his chest and would have gone right through him, if not for the vest he wore on the chest. But the pebble did manage to go through the vest and caused injury to Cruise's rib. How breathtaking! Number 8. The underwater scene in Mission Impossible: Rogue Nation. Before I tell you what happened in this scene, let me tell you that holding your breath for too long can deprive your brain of oxygen and can have severe consequences, ranging from fainting to brain damage. But Tom Cruise could hold his breath for over 6 minutes. Is that even possible? During this scene of Mission Impossible: Rogue Nation, Cruise's character, Ethan Hunt, descends from a ledge that is 120 feet above the water into the water below, and he had to hold his breath for over 6.5 minutes while swimming and acting his role. In order to get this perfect, Cruise had to undergo a 2-month training to improve his lung capacity, and according to his stunt coordinator, Cruise blacked out several times during this training. And for what? To do this literally breathtaking stunt, all by himself, while keeping it real and thrilling. Number 7. Car crash scene in Days of Thunder. In order to get ready for this thrilling scene, from the 1990 movie Days of Thunder, Tom Cruise was asked to turn left and then right by his on-set coach Hut Strickland. Well, that's what Cruise did, but perhaps he did it so fast that his car could not stay balanced, flipped, and crashed onto the wall, similar to many dramatic scenes you usually see in the movies, but a real one. Indeed, a lot could go wrong, but thankfully, Cruise did not sustain any injuries. Sadly, a $100,000 worth camera attached to his car could not survive the incident. Rest in peace, poor soul. Number 6. The horse riding scene in The Last Samurai. When filming The Last Samurai in 2003, Tom was supposed to engage in a duel with his fellow actor Hiroyuki Sanada, while both of them were riding mechanical horses. During one of the takes, Sanada's mechanical horse had a malfunction and did not stop where it was supposed to. Cruise's neck was literally an inch far from being decapitated by Sanada's real samurai sword. Luckily, Sanada was able to successfully pull back his sword at this crucial moment, or God forbid, The Last Samurai could have been Cruise's last movie. Number 5. Another car crash in Edge of Tomorrow. Although this was not Cruise's mistake, what happened in this scene almost killed him. During this exciting scene of Edge of Tomorrow, Emily Blunt had to make a sharp turn, powerful enough to get rid of the trailer attached to the van. But unfortunately, the vehicle went out of Emily's control and collided with a tree. Although both survived the crash. However, later on, Blunt admitted that she came very close to taking Tom's life. Number 4. Falling from a flying helicopter in Mission Impossible Fallout. One of the most dangerous stunts ever done in the Mission Impossible series didn't go exactly as planned. Trust me, this scene was filmed without CGI, and it's a real flying helicopter with a real hero hanging with it. Although Eastwood, Cruise's stunt coordinator, had made sure that everything goes perfectly safe and real and amazing as much as possible. However, during filming, Tom Cruise actually fell from the helicopter and landed on the net, quite similar to what you watched in this scene. But the funny thing is, most of the crew thought that Cruise offed himself, realizing later that this stunt had almost killed him. Number 3. Rooftop chase scene in Mission Impossible Fallout. During this scene, the mission he chose to accept was to leap from one building to another. During one of the sequences, the jump did not go as planned, and Hunt crashed into the side of the building instead. The stunt had almost killed him, but thankfully, all of his bones survived this accident, except his foot, which got severely fractured. With an injury that's serious, doctors doubted if he could sprint even after 9 months. But our wonderful hero started running again and resumed his role within 3 months. How impressive! Number 2. Climbing on the skyscraper in Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. In order to keep this scene real and equally action-packed, as our hero usually does, Ethan Hunt was harnessed to the 130th floor of a skyscraper with a metallic wire as thin as that of a piano. I can't even imagine watching someone clinging to the exterior of a building over 2,700 feet high, let alone being there. Keeping in view completely unpredictable environmental conditions, a slight mistake in Cruise's stunt could have cost him his life. But thankfully, everything went well and we still have our hero. Number 1. Top Gun scene in the middle of the ocean. As a daring U.S. Navy fighter pilot in the movie Top Gun, Tom Cruise's Maverick handle is truly a masterpiece among his exceptional performances. Surprisingly though, the blockbuster movie came dangerously close to taking Cruise's life. In this scene, his on-screen best friend and co-pilot, Goose, dies, and Maverick tries to lift up the body of the deceased co-pilot while wearing a parachute in the middle of the ocean. Later it was revealed that Cruise was nearly pulled deep into the ocean by his own parachute as it started filling up with water. Fortunately, one of the frogmen who was riding in the helicopter saw that happening. He jumped in and freed Cruise just in the nick of time before he drowned. Moreover, perhaps very few people know that someone actually died almost the same way as Maverick's co-pilot, Goose. The actual Goose, Art Skoll, a great pilot and a stunt man, died on 16 September 1985 while performing stunts for the filming of this great movie. He was also paid tribute by the movie makers in the end credits of the movie. Thank you for watching and subscribing to the channel. See you in the next video.